Let me ask you this question, very broadly speaking here.
Sure.
Do you believe that transgender Americans should have access to gender-affirming care in this country?
I believe we should follow the law. I mean, I think you're probably pointing to the fact that Donald Trump's campaign has spent tens of millions of dollars.
They're trying to define you on this.
Yes,
I'm asking you to define yourself, though. Just broadly speaking, what is your value? Do you believe they should have that access?
I believe that people, as the law states, even on this issue about federal law, that is a decision that doctors will make in terms of what is medically necessary. I'm not going to put myself in the position of a doctor.
And hello, everybody. How are you this fine day? Woke up this morning and saw another article from Wokespy. And I will get the link to you. I always check these guys out. They do some things and bring up some things that the main media usually will not. And this is one of those things that is near and dear to my heart, having somebody within my family's orbit having something to do with the transgender movement and actually suffering. I wouldn't say suffering or living with this, what I think of as a disorder. You know, I think about them every day and hope that I don't get any bad news about them. But this is one of those things that I take a look at a lot, and I'm very, very much intuitive. I know there's a lot more news today about Kamala Harris's disastrous town hall that she had on CNN, but this is something that popped up, and I really would like to talk about it. It's a gender ideology doctors cover up damning data to ensure more kids get transed. And again, because of my past experiences, this is something that does bug me. We've been told that gender-affirming care is life-saving. We've been told it's medically necessary. We've been emotionally blackmailed into accepting that loving parents should consent to the chemical and surgical mutilation of their children, lest those same children kill themselves. This is an abuse tactic commonly used by those with borderline personality disorder. But how many people know exactly what gender-affirming care actually means? It sounds nice, doesn't it? Safe, warm, compassionate. But is it? Gender-affirming care is, in fact, lying to a child and telling that child that he or she can become the other sex, validating this delusion in a child and concretizing their mental distress into permanent illness, blocking natural puberty with the same drugs used to chemically castrate rapists, amputating breasts, removing testicles and penises, and much more. You know, I really think that you should have amputating right there with testicles and penises, but, you know, removing is somewhat of a softer word, even though it does get to the point. With the millions of adult Americans who tell pollsters that they support gender-affirming care for children maintain that position, they really knew exactly what it was. It's impossible to know. But what's worse is the fact that the mainstream establishment media has been actively covering up the truth and actively campaigning for this child abuse to continue. It is impossible for any sane, skeptical people, including pediatricians, to get a hearing in the legacy media without being called transphobes, who want children so distressed that they kill themselves. If that sounds insane to you, reader, that's because it is insane. Remember, we now live in a country where it is considered a prestige opinion that there are children born in the wrong body who need mutilating medical treatments. That may be starting to change just a smidge. Surprisingly, one of the worst purveyors of transgender nonsense, the New York Times, has published a story about the reluctance of gender medicine researchers to tell the truth. This is where we get to the meat of this. Dr. Johanna Olson-Kennedy, a big advocate for child sex changes, children, get this, told the Times that she has not published her own study on the effects of puberty blockers on the mental health of children who take them. This is from I.O. The results of a government-funded research project that showed no mental health improvements for gender-distressed children who were put on puberty blockers have been withheld because the project director believes they might be used to stop such treatments. From the article, in the 9 years since the study was funded, Dr. Olson-Kennedy's team has not published the data. Asked why, she said the findings might fuel the kind of political attacks that have led to bans of the youth gender treatments in more than 20 states. This is evil. This is absolutely and utterly evil. Okay, when people say that science is now the new religion, they are not lying. I mean, this is absolutely and utterly true. This is putting ideology above the health of the individuals that you're supposed to be helping. This is, oh my God, this is amazing. This is like, and most people don't realize this, and I'm going to have to dig out the New York Times article because it was in the New York Times about basically how to get funding for AIDS research, that they purposely lied about the abilities of heterosexuals to get AIDS. That's actually the truth. That actually happened with abortion as well. They intentionally manipulated the numbers of women supposedly dying from the backstreet butchers into, you know, and to be greater than it actually was. One of these days I will find that and bring that out. But here we go. Why? Because she's worried that the results will be weaponized against trans people, according to the Washington Examiner. I do not want our work to be weaponized, Olson-Kennedy told the publication, because the truth is often the weapon of the left. The nearly $10 million study followed the development of 95 children from across the country to see if their mental health improved following treatment with puberty blockers. Olson-Kennedy said that treatment with puberty blockers did not lead to mental health improvements. The unpublished findings contradict preliminary research released by Olson-Kennedy and colleagues in 2022, which found approximately a quarter of adolescents were depressed or suicidal before starting either puberty blockers or cross-sex hormones. It also contradicts the seminal Dutch study that has become the foundation for most gender clinics worldwide, which concluded that puberty blockers significantly improved the mental well-being of children with gender dysphoria. That only went out a year. That study went out a year and then ended. Okay, everything's going to be great in the first year. Tell me. I mean, I'm telling you. It's that way with marriage. I'm serious. In plain, honest terms, she decided not to tell the world that she found out that puberty blockers did not improve trans children's mental health because she's politically committed to gender medicine. The harm to children be damned. She explicitly told the paper that she worries her findings would help more states ban gender-affirming care for children. It appears that she wants children mutilated, and she wants no legal barriers that would save them. This is how Twitter reacted. Honestly, I mean, seriously. It's... We must not publish a study that says we're harming children because people who say we're harming children will use the study as evidence that we're harming children, which might make it difficult just to continue harming children. You can tell by my voice that this really, really angers me. I mean, this really bugs me to no end. And this coming from J.K. Rowling, who, honestly, I believe is one of the ultimate posers. Okay, she's just bitter that somebody's horning in on her gender grift, and that's basically it. Reasonable people, there's a reason people don't trust the science. Again, it's become an ideology. It's not actual science. Trust me. I did study sciences at one point in time. So permanently damaging young children is preferable to accepting the obvious truth. What sort of monster thinks this way? Again, all right? Everybody wonders how the Nazis could believe the way that they believed. Here you go. This is how it worked. Yes, I'm invoking the N-word. I don't care. If we publish our results showing the benefit of gender-affirming care, then people might unfairly conclude that there is no benefit of gender-affirming care. Deliberately subverting data like this, suppression that has resulted in the chemical castration of tens of thousands of young people, should be a serious felony that deserves a very long jail time. And this woman will not suffer a bit for doing what she has done. Just read some of the testimony from people who have gone through gender transition and now wish they had never done so. And just take a look at them, and there's a heck of a lot more of them than you'd like to admit. There really are. This is a medical ethics violation similar to the Tuskegee experiments. It absolutely and utterly is. Absolutely and utterly. And that's it, guys. I mean, right there, that's completely and utterly where it is. So you know where I stand on this. When it comes to children, no. If you are an adult, you are more than fine. Do whatever you need to do because you are an adult. Unfortunately, I do not think that the federal government should be paying for it, and that is, unfortunately, what Kamala Harris believes. So, she saw that. You saw that at the very beginning of this. She said that she would enforce the law, whatever that law is, and we do know by what she has said in the past what she would push the law to be. So, guys, do me a favor, send me comments, let me know how you feel about this. Let me see if you have anybody in your life that is suffering from this or know somebody that has gone through this process. Please come on in and send the comments in, like, share, subscribe. Those help me out a lot. Let's get the word out from this, folks. Thank you very much. Later.